If you don't give a single shit about your life, you don't have to watch this video. If you like fake friends, dopamine hits, comfort, you can leave. Because what I'm about to say is either gonna force you to change or force you to admit you're soft. This won't be like the fake motivation you see while you doom scroll on TikTok. This is a mirror and you may not like what you see. If you're done lying to yourself and want to live up to your full potential, then stay. This video can change your life if you let it. Let's first talk about the problem. Dopamine is destroying you. The main reason why you can't focus, have no ambition, have no energy, and have no overall drive in life is because of dopamine. Now, there are two parts to dopamine. There's a good source of dopamine and there's a bad source of dopamine. The good source of dopamine comes from doing good activities and good habits. This includes meditation, reading books, playfulness. Remember when you were a child and you had playfulness? You would climb a tree. Think about how happy you were. The second form of dopamine is the bad form. This is what you get from scrolling on social media. This is what you get from gooning, watching porn. Any of the bad habits, weed, alcohol, addictions. This is destroying you. If you don't already know, dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. And by watching porn, scrolling on TikTok, going on social media, you are giving your brain more reward for doing no work. This leads to you falling into a depression or ruts. Your happiness goes down. Your drive goes down, just like I said before. Every scroll on social media increases, or on TikTok, let's say, increases your happiness, right? You scroll, your happiness goes up. Then it goes back down because you're getting bored. So you scroll again and your happiness goes up. But it doesn't get as high as the last time, right? This keeps going and going in a downtrend until your baseline happiness is lower and lower and lower. So why don't you feel happy anymore? Why don't you feel happy like when you were a child? It's because your baseline happiness is so low because of all this bad dopamine. When you participate in good dopamine activities like reading, you will you will get, your happiness will go up and up in a trend because you are participating in a good dopamine activity. So instead of your happiness going down and down, let's say working out. Working out is a great good source of dopamine because it is hard work, and hard work gives you results. So let's say, you get the gym gains, right? It gives you results, and those results give you the good dopamine, and they give you the drive to keep going. Instead of just doing nothing, scrolling on TikTok and gooning and fucking getting shit dopamine, which leads you to more depression. This used to be just like me, doom scrolling for hours a day, gooning, whatever, watching porn. Horrible, horrible dopamine getting into my brain every day, falling deeper and deeper into depression. Now, if you try hard enough, what I'm about to tell you will change your life in under a month, and it changed my life in under a month. Right now, your brain is hijacked and controlled by this bad dopamine. It's controlled scroll after scroll. That's all it does. It craves bad dopamine, comfort, junk food, sugar. You're hijacked and you need to wake up and control your brain before it controls you. Everything can change once you realize how shitty your life is and how sad and miserable your life is. Think about it. You're doom scrolling. You're watching porn. I'm not here to even shame you. It sounds like I'm shaming you, right? But I was in your shoes not too long ago. It could be either a slow grind up, or your life can change when you get on a strict routine. Now, there are three main pillars to self-improvement: mental health, physical health or fitness, and work. First, I want to talk about mental health because it's probably the most important one. And I'm not going to tell you to sit down, talk to a therapist like a bitch. Solve your problems by talking. No, we're not doing that shit. Don't fix your mind by talking about your problems with a therapist or with a friend. Not to be sexist, but that's what women do. Biologically, women are they feel better, right, when they're talking about their problems. Men, they give solutions. You need solutions to your problems. It's a cause and effect. So let's say you're gonna doom scroll all day, cause, effect, you're gonna be depressed and not happy. Let's say you fix your life, you work out, cause, effect, you're gonna get strong, you're gonna grow some muscle, and you're gonna be more happy. Self improvement really just comes down to habits, good habits, and cutting out the bad ones. I can repeat myself 1,000 times about TikTok, social media, whatever. Delete all social media. You don't need it. It's ruining you. Stop drinking, smoking. You know the bad habits. You know them. Stop watching porn. Stop, I don't know, being negative. Be nicer to people. Stop lying. Really just think to yourself. Thinking is important. Think to yourself. Take 15 minutes, take 30 minutes, stare at a wall, sit with a journal, sit with a pen, and just think to yourself, what are some of my habits? Now, a lot of your habits right now will probably be bad. What are ways you can improve those habits and replace those habits for better habits? On the topic of mental health right now, there are 4 main habits which I can think of: getting sunlight, increase playfulness, meditate, and journal. First, I want to talk about getting sunlight. What I would do, I would wake up at 5 in the morning. I would do my strict morning routine. I'll get into that later. And part of that routine would be to get sunlight in the morning. Go on a walk and get the sunlight into your eyes, right? There are so many benefits to this. Now, during your self-improvement journey, I would highly recommend you learning on YouTube and from podcasts. That is very optimal to do with your time. Like, this is a good habit to do, learn, or read books as well. Learn. One I recommend, which I got the sunlight idea from, is Andrew Huberman. He is a neuroscientist. He works at some college. I don't even know. Very smart guy. Listen to a lot of his podcasts on dopamine, on discipline, all that, right? He is a major enthusiast for getting sunlight into your eyes in the morning, just for 10 to 15 minutes. Just like a major thing is living according to nature, and you could think of living like our ancestors, right? Did our ancestors have all these processed foods? No. Our ancestors were hunters. They eat meat. That's a whole nother topic. They also got sunlight in the morning, right? Live according to nature. Nature does not want you inside getting all this artificial light. You don't have, I'm not saying you camp out in the woods for a week. I'm just saying go outside 15 minutes in the morning, take a walk, and get the sunlight into your eyes. This boosts your mood. There are so many studies on it, and Andrew Huberman explains it much better than I can. So many studies on it. It increases happiness. For me, I'll tell you what it can do. Or, actually, let me paint this picture, right? In the winter, so I notice in the winter, I did not get a lot of sunlight because, of course, it's cold. I live in New York. It's cold as hell in the winter. I don't want to get outside. So I kind of got seasonal depression in a way, right? In the summer, the sun's out. I'm outside more. I'm much more happy. Think about it. Think about it in your life. In the winter, it's not a good time. It's more of a dark time. Why? Because you're not getting outside. You're staying inside with all this shit light. You're not getting sunlight into your eyes. In the summer, think about summer as you're a kid or even now. Summer is just so much of a better time for so many reasons. You're more playful, you're getting sunlight in your eyes, etc. The next thing I want to talk about is meditation. Now, right now, I'm meditating for about 30 minutes a day. But for you, I want you to start off small. Even a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes a day of meditation is optimal. It's improvement. you're going to get these small wins at the start, and you're going to keep building and building and building. So 1 minute of meditation, it's really nothing. Set a timer on your phone for 1 minute. Close your eyes and just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. All you're going to do, 1 minute. And you're going to control your thoughts. Now, a lot of people say, I can't focus on my breathing. I get lost. I can't meditate. That is meditation. Meditation is your brain wanders, you control the thoughts in your brain, and you go back to your breathing. That's meditation. I suggest at the start to maybe do it like for a few minutes in the morning. Right now I'm doing 20 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night, but I have been doing this for a while now, and you will get up to that point. Meditation is very boring, but to build that discipline, you have to do the hard things that a minute, like skipping a minute. Like you could skip a minute, it's fine. But no, that is not fine. When you skip a minute, your discipline is shit. Why would you skip a minute? A minute of your time meditating? Just trust me, meditation beneficial. You know meditation is beneficial. You've heard it, the monks. The monks are like the most disciplined people in the world. The monks do it. Why don't you do it? And I'm telling you, meditation will increase your happiness and clarity and your decision making so much. Decision making. You probably are not a very good decision maker. I'm going to assume that because I used to be not a very good decision maker. Now you can make conscious decisions when you meditate. You know what's good for you, you know what's bad for you. So instead of, let's say, like binge eating, right? On the topic of binge eating, you're going to say, this is not good for me. This does not help me achieve my goals. Goals. I forgot to mention this. Goals are very important. I should have mentioned this early in the video, but it's okay. If you're this far, you're going to keep watching the video. Goals are very important. So you're going to change your life in a month, right? And you're going to want to set goals for that month. Let's say stay strict to my routine, or just overall goals. Like for me, I have a passion with day trading. I'll get into business and work later, but my passion is day trading. So my overall goal in life is to be a day trader and produce content on TikTok about it and self-improvement about it and have the freedom of that. And so that's my overall goal in life. Freedom of day trading, the money, the freedom that comes with it, everything like that. You're going to create goals for yourself. Here's a mini topic on goals. You're going to create goals for yourself, 1 or 2 goals. Let's say you want to get into some shape. Like if you're overweight, if you're unhealthy, get into shape is a goal. And what comes with those goals is the habits and the tasks you're going to do to benefit yourself with the goal. Let's say my goal is to get in shape. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do cardio. Those are all good habits to do. And also, I'm going to become more conscious when making decisions. Let's say I want to get into shape and I'm debating whether or not I should have a cookie, right? Or ice cream, whatever, junk food, right? I'm going to think to myself, this will not benefit me to my goal. I should not do it. If it doesn't benefit you to accomplish your goal, you're not going to do it. And you're going to have that conscious in your mind because you're going to look at your goals daily. Hang it up on your wall. I don't care. Hang things up on your wall, very beneficial thing. Hang up your goals on your wall. Hang up sayings on your wall that will help you. Now I want to talk a little bit about journaling. I said, writing down your goals, that's journaling. That is helping you remember things, and it's also enforcing your mind and self-reflecting, right? Here's a good example. The other day, I noticed that I check my TikTok notifications for likes, comments, and whatever, shit like that. That is not beneficial at all, and that gives me a cheap source of dopamine, which is not good. So as I'm thinking through my day, I'm like, I'm doing this so often, and it's not good for me. Cut it out. Another example, dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I swear, like, borderline chocolate addiction, right? I cut that out, of course. But now, dark chocolate, I have 85% dark chocolate. It's bitter. It's a lot. I only have 2 little squares a day, right? Sometimes I'll have 4, but my goal is I set 2 little squares a day. When I have 4 and I say, it doesn't matter, what's 2 extra? No, I have to reevaluate myself in my journal, talk about it in my journal, reinforce it in my head, and say, even though 2 extra little squares isn't much, it's the discipline. You need to work on your discipline. And having those 2 extra squares destroys your discipline because you go against your word. Now, to talk about journaling a little more, as of now, I journal in the morning and I journal at night. Now, I don't care. You could ask ChatGPT. You could look it up on TikTok. You could look it up on YouTube, whatever. You journal, let's say, how was your day? You could journal at night. That's what I recommend starting out with. Journal at night. Say, did I win the day today? Say that. Did I win the day today? First question. Just do it today, tonight, right? Because you have to start improving. This is the first question, so if you don't answer this question, your discipline is shit and your monkey brain, you're fucked, basically. You have no hope. But answer this one question, did I win the day today? And reflect on your day, right? Reflect what you did well, reflect what you did bad, and you'll get more into it. Right now, I answer like 6 questions in the morning where it's like, what do I have to do today? How could I win a day? What would a confident version of me do? Shit like that. At night, I say, did I win the day today? What could I do better tomorrow? Stuff like that. Next, I want to talk about playfulness and being a kid again and enjoying your life again. Think about when you were a kid and you actually enjoyed your life. You're reminiscing of the times when you used to play outside with your friends, you used to bike around, you used to just climb trees for no reason. Be playful. Do that. You could still do that. As you're playful, you're acting like a child. You're acting like a kid again, which isn't bad. Adults say you're acting like a child. You need to grow up. No. What? Children have it all right. Children are happy, smiling all the time because they're playful. They use their imagination. They don't have any of that shit dopamine yet. Right? Be a kid again. Be playful. You will improve your happiness overall, and just by like climbing a tree, just go outside, play in a puddle. Like that's what little kids do. Imagine playing in a puddle right now. You will be, oh, this is gross, this is whatever. I'm not telling you to play in a puddle, but this is an example, right? But even to a child, that's so much fun. Think about, I used to spend hours a day, like it rained, right? It would be a big rainstorm, whatever. Spend hours a day with my friends jumping around in a puddle. And right now, you can't even do like 20 minutes of work without doom scrolling. And right now, you can't take a walk outside for 5 minutes without being bored. Think about that. This is a little subtopic, but I want to speak on the topic of friends, right? Friends could either lift you up or weigh you down. Now, most likely your friends right now are weighing you down. You're hanging out with losers. Let's face it. Your friends party, they stay up late, they drink, they smoke. Cut them off. I encourage you to have friends that play a sport with you. Like I play pickleball with my friends. I stopped going out at night, and I'm not saying cut everyone off because, all friends, especially when you're in high school like me or college, all friends will have their bad attributes, but you could do the good attributes with them and, pick and choose what you want to do. Like, I don't go out at night anymore with my friends. I don't drink. I don't smoke with my friends. I don't do bullshit with them. What I will do, let's say I'll go to the pool, enjoy myself at the pool, talk with them, laugh with them, be playful, do sports. I just got cut off there. It's fine. I was saying play pickleball with them, play a sport. Just overall, pick good friends that will benefit you. And you can still have fun with them. You don't have to be, whatever, these friends are doing this. These friends aren't productive. These friends, If they're not productive, you probably shouldn't hang out with them, but there are most likely productive attributes. Like me and my friends playing basketball, right? I'll play basketball with my friends. That's a good sport. My friends going to the gym, whatever. Pick good friends that will benefit you. That's what I'm trying to say. Now I want to talk about pillar number 2. And wow, pillar number 1 was really long. Kind of went on a yap session, but it's alright. If you're this long into the video, you won't care. Pillar number 2, fitness, physical health. Fitness and physical health plays such a vital role in your life. For me, I started going to the gym over a year ago now, probably like a year and a half. And at first, you're not gonna like it. You're gonna feel sore. But as you keep going, right, you're gonna start building muscle. You're gonna see results. You're gonna feel good about yourself when you see yourself in the mirror. That's huge. The biggest motivation is from results. When you think about that, when you see results, you're gonna want to keep going, keep going. Now I enjoy going to the gym, but physical health isn't all about going to the gym, right? There's so much more to it. Let's talk about eating healthy, right? First we'll talk about cardio. Now, cardio in the gym community is like something, if you're in the gym community, you'll understand. If you're not, it's okay. Cardio is looked down upon for no reason. Have lifting weight sessions and have cardio sessions. And cardio could be something fun, like playing basketball, playing sports, swimming, just walking, something simple like that. When you do more cardio, and you're gonna be present in your body. So I used to go to the gym, but I still ate like shit because I had to get my calories in, I had to get my protein in, whatever. You're gonna realize you're gonna wanna feel better than get your calories in or get your protein in to get gains. I mean, getting your protein in and calories in is still very important, but you have to do it in a way, you have to get your good calories in, good protein in. I used to drink Fairlife shakes and Premier Protein shakes. Horrible for you, horrible, but I was just getting my protein in. Eat a steak, eat salmon. You're gonna feel so much better. Try it for a day. Think about what you're eating, and as you get into fitness and physical health, you're gonna think about what you're eating more, and you're gonna realize to cut out all those shitty sugars, right? Think about what you're eating. Also, limit carbs, that's another thing. Think about nature and what your ancestors would eat. Your ancestors would eat meat. Now, this is a little controversial, but were your ancestors eating vegetables? Were your ancestors eating processed sugars? No, they weren't. They weren't eating vegetables either. So this is where it kind of gets controversial, because you're told your whole life how vegetables are healthy for you. And honestly, I'm on the fence about this, right? Are vegetables healthy for you? You've been told this, but have you actually thought about this? No. And as you start to become more in a self-improvement journey, you're gonna question certain things, right? And it's important to question those certain things, because you're gonna see that you're gonna feel a lot better. And honestly, I still eat vegetables, but question it. I know Hamza, right? Hamza, if you may know him, he's a self-improvement YouTuber. I would highly suggest watching him, but he does carnivore diet. I don't know if he still does it, but he's not like into veggies or nuts or, of course, processed shit, but he'll eat like steak and eggs. That's it. But a little off topic. Be conscious of what you eat. Your body's a temple, right? Treat your body as a temple. That old saying, your body's a temple. What goes into your body comes out of it. Your productivity will go up so much more, and you'll overall be more healthy, which leads to you being more happy. Fitness is the foundation to self-respect. Think about that for a second. Fitness is the foundation to self-respect. Write that down somewhere. If you're not fit, you won't have a happy life. Think about the old rich guy that's fat and does not eat healthy. Warren Buffett, right? He's old, he eats McDonald's, whatever. I don't know, that's a stupid example. Elon Musk. Have you seen his body? That picture that went up like, 1, 2, 3 years ago, I don't even know. But when you have good fitness and physical health, your life will improve so much, drastically. I want to talk about also good habits with physical health, because everything is about habits and self-improvement. Good habits: wake up early, or sleep. Let's talk about sleep. Sleep is so important. I go to sleep at 8:30. I used to go to sleep at 12, 1, 2, which is probably what you're doing right now. Sleep early, wake up early. Like I mentioned before, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do a strict morning routine. Strict morning routines and waking up early in the morning increases productivity, and also very much relates to my physical health as well. That's the self-improvement I do in the morning to build discipline. There's so much discipline involved in fitness. I stretching, so much discipline. It's instant gratification, delayed gratification, right? Because you don't see results while you're stretching, but you know it's good for you. Cold showers are great. 2 minutes, that's all you need. 2 minutes, cold shower, that's it. It will drastically increase your happiness. You know how I talked about baseline happiness and how like you downtrend when you watch TikTok? It's baseline happiness will uptrend when you cold shower, right? Other things, just walking, getting sunlight, that's physical. I covered it. Take a fitness picture, right? If you're starting on your journey, this is something I implement. I'll take a picture of myself in the mirror, shirt off, whatever. I don't flex, don't have a pump. In the morning, I take a picture of myself. It tracks your progress, and remember what I said. Progress and seeing that progress is the number one thing for motivation, and which makes you want to keep going. Now let's talk about pillar number 3, and that's work. So everyone has their passion, right? If you don't have a passion, I very much suggest you to think for an hour, no phone. This was something I would do. Sit with like a pen and a notebook, like I said before, and think. It's about your goals too, right? Your passion will come with your goals. So for me, I love day trading. Day trading is my passion. The freedom with it. You can make a lot of money with it. If I post content about it, day trading, and I will hopefully forever post content about it. But your work and your business, right? I highly suggest you start a business on your passion. That's a whole nother topic I could get into. Start a business on your passion, right? And doing these discipline activities and all this will increase your work ethic. Or let's first talk about school and college and whatever, and even your job, right? When you do these disciplined activities, you will see so much more productivity in your work, and you'll see yourself doing this deep work that you could not do before. Like, so many of you work for 20 minutes and scroll on their phone, and then work for 10 minutes and procrastinate. No more procrastination. I want to get into doing the hard work early, right? I wake up early to do the hard work early. If it weren't for me waking up early, I wouldn't be doing the hard work early, or you'll procrastinate throughout the day. Let's say there's one person who waits and says, let's say, does the hard work at night, and there's another person who does the hard work in the morning. Now, the person that does the hard work in the morning will have such a more productive day and do that work 10 times better. There's a concept, or actually, let's first talk about the person that would do it later in the day. They procrastinated all day, and they're thinking about it all day, so they're off focus all day, right? Doing the hardest task. Let's say doing the hardest task for you is, I don't even know, reading. Let's talk about reading. Doing the hardest task is reading. You want to read for 2 hours a day. Let's say you wait until the end of your day to read the 2 hours a day. oh shoot, it's already 8 o'clock and I have to read 2 hours. First of all, you're more likely to not do it. Second of all, you're affecting your next day, right? Because if I have to read at 8 o'clock for 2 hours, I'm gonna go to sleep at like 11, 10:30, whatever. That is gonna heavily impact my next day because I'm not gonna be able to wake up early. Now, putting that off will also make you less productive. Like, you're less productive throughout the day. There's a concept called eating the frog. Now, so let me explain a little story. You're out for dinner and you're about to have an amazing dinner. You're about to have a beautiful steak, right? And let's say you're with a friend and your friend has a gun to your head, whatever. That's a little dark, but you have to either eat a frog before eating the meal or eat a frog after eating the meal. Now, what would you do? And the way you answer this question, I can tell a lot about you. Go ahead, answer the question. Give it a few seconds of thought. Now, if you said eat the frog before eating the meal, you have a much better work ethic and you're much more destined for greatness, whatever. But that's definitely the right answer, because when you get the hard task out of the way, or eating the frog, and then so you can enjoy the meal or the rest of the day, right? You're gonna enjoy that meal much more, and you're not gonna have the burden of eating the frog after the meal. Let's say, for me, I'll put it into example. For some reason, I don't know if you might do this or not. This is me, I'm weird. I'll always like save like a nice bite. Like, imagine I'm eating a sandwich, right? Eating a steak sandwich. I'll save a nice good bite for the last bite. That's pretty much what it is, right? You're gonna want to eat the frog. That's a stupid example. I don't even care. You're gonna want to eat the frog first, and then do the easier task later in the day, or eat the food. Hopefully that makes. Now, on the topic of work, I want to talk about my whole daily routine. Throughout the video, I mentioned like a morning routine, night routine, certain things I would do, but I didn't really explain how you could do it and how you could build it and how you could implement it in your day and just fully go in depth on it. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So honestly, my day kind of starts the night before, right? Because you want to go to sleep early. And also, you want to do a concept which is planning today. Planning tomorrow today, right? Think about that for a second. It'll make sense. Planning tomorrow today. Let's say during your night journal, you're going to want to, let's say, plan your day for tomorrow. This takes the emotions out of your day and you have an overall more productive day. So for me, I created the perfect day. Now, every day will be different, of course. You won't have the perfect day every day, but you'll have a template to what the perfect day is, right? So it starts off going to sleep early, whatever. Then you wake up early, 5 a.m. wake up. You're gonna do all your discipline activities in the morning. Stretch, cold shower, read, whatever, deep work, film content. That's what I'm doing right now. Deep work. I woke up 4 hours ago now. It's like 9 o'clock. And I've been filming this video for a while, scripting this video. This is my deep work session. But, what was I saying? So from like, let's say, wow, it's already 9 o'clock. It's crazy. But you're going to want to work and do the discipline activities all throughout the morning, right? So, let me talk about this. Fasting. Now, fasting in the morning is actually a great productivity cheat code. Fasting and only having water or supplements. I take hydration, like a hydration mix, poured in the water, whatever, and some coffee. Finished it already. But that's it, black coffee and nothing in it, black coffee. You need to fast in the morning, and there's a whole concept behind this, which is our ancestors, right? Think about nature. We hunt first. We don't eat and then hunt. We hunt and then eat. So think about the deep work and the discipline activities as your hunt. Now, if you, let's say, ate first thing in the morning, breakfast, stupidest fucking thing ever. It's all propaganda. But if you were to eat first, you would have less productivity. Also, because eating and digesting your food is one of the body's most strenuous processes. So, what you're gonna get out of this, don't eat in the morning. I have my first meal at 11, right? So I'm working throughout all the morning. Then at 11 or 12, I'll have my first meal, right? And this is when my day kind of, you want to have like more of a leisure afternoon, right? Because you did all the hard work in the morning, so you could have more of a leisure afternoon, right? Eat the frog and enjoy the meal. So then my leisure afternoon consists of working out, which of course is hard, but since I enjoy working out, it's good for me. And also getting in sunlight, hanging out with friends. This is my leisure afternoon. Reading, learning, studying, things like that, right? That's my afternoon. In the evening, you're going to want an early evening. You're going to eat dinner, of course. So I only eat 2 meals a day, lunch and dinner, and maybe I'll have some snacks. But after dinner, right, you're going to want a nighttime routine. Now, stretching. I stretch twice a day, reading, taking a hot shower, just things that you could do, meditating. I mentioned this before. The discipline activities that you could do at night, that you could do every night, and then get to sleep early. And that's your perfect day. Now, I'm not saying that I do this every day, have the perfect day every day. That's crazy, right? But let's say you start off with doing 50% of the things. That's improvement. You want to seek improvement. It's self-improvement. You need improvement, right? Let's say it starts off with you only complete 40 to 50% of the tasks for a perfect day. But when you keep building up, you'll now complete 80 to 90% of the tasks for the perfect day. And maybe you'll have some actual perfect days and you'll feel really, really good about yourself. And let me just paint this picture a little clearer, right? In the military, they have strict routines. You should base your routine like a military routine. It works for a reason. Routines work. Humans are routine animals, right? We work so much better off a routine, right? Let's think about school. School, you do the same routine every day, right? You start remembering all your classes and you work in a routine every day at school or at work. Humans work in routines. They're routine animals. Alright, so we covered the 3 pillars, and now I want to talk about some books, some wisdom, and just recrafting your mind and rebuilding your mind to succeed. First off, you need to start reading books and learning. Learning is so important, but besides that, I want to talk about some books and how they impact my life, and also self-image. Self-image is very important. So we'll get into that first. Think and Grow Rich, right? If you're business-minded and enjoy business books and enjoy bettering your life, this is pretty much a self-improvement book, right? Now, it talks about self-image. Self-image and self-improvement is so important. Your self-image, so here's a quote I have on my wall. You probably won't care that I'm just looking. Wait. Oh my god, I don't even know. Okay, doesn't matter. The quote was, your self-image, you can't pass what your self-image doesn't allow you to pass. So there's a huge thing on self-image, right? Let's say if you keep telling yourself that you're weak and you're not confident, you're so much more likely to be weak and not confident, because that's how it works. You're gonna keep putting thoughts in your head, and those thoughts in your head are gonna become reality. Now, this book talks about it a lot. Think and Grow Rich. So, key word, think. Think. You're thinking to yourself positively. Now, and growing rich, whatever. But when you think and when you have a positive self-image, you're going to be more confident. So this book talks about a statement. It talks about The Secret. This is an old book, right? It talks about Carnegie's secret, and I'm not going to tell you. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. But Carnegie has a secret, and every rich man of his time, Henry Ford, every successful man, I don't know, but every successful man at this time, this book was written a long time ago. It was written like 1900s or late 1800s, right? And they have such a strong self-image. This book preaches to write a statement and maybe make it as your phone screen, right? So my statement is like, I'm gonna become a day trader. I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna post on TikTok and YouTube without fear of criticism. This got rid of my fear of criticism. This is one of my top fears of criticism, right? You're gonna have fears. You most likely have a fear, and you could conquer that fear. Fear is an emotion. It's one of the most brutal emotions. Conquering that fear is just keep telling yourself. I kept telling myself every day, I will not have a fear of criticism anymore. I don't care what others think about me. Getting better and better. At first, I was too scared to show my face on social media. I was too scared to post on social media. Now I'm posting every day, multiple times a day, without fear of criticism, without fear of what others think about me. Conquer your fears. Now, another book I want to recommend, which was just sitting behind me, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I was just said Think and Grow Rich. This book is like one of the first books I ever read that's like related to business. I'm sure you heard of it book. It's a very popular book, probably one of the most popular business books. I've read it so long ago, but it's about a lot of real estate, a lot of assets. It's a lot of things the rich do, right? I highly recommend reading this book. These are some book recommendations. Also, another one is Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. I'm reading that right now. Amazing book. Amazing. It talks about philosophy. This book was written, it's letters. It's just a bunch of letters written by a philosopher and a very Stoic man in the year 60, right? Or like Roman times, right? Very good book. Letters from a Stoic. I highly recommend it. And you're going to build your mind. And also, you don't have to just do books. You could do YouTube videos, podcasts. I learned a lot from YouTube videos and podcasts. Hamza, like I mentioned before. Watch Hamza. Watch Diary of a CEO. That's a good podcast on Spotify. Andrew Huberman, he has a good YouTube channel and podcast. Study David Goggins. Everyone heard of David Goggins. He has a very powerful mindset. Study him. Study books. Study. Learn. Now, when I'm studying and reading, right? I'm not just reading. I don't know why I just put a 4, but whatever. I'm not just reading to read. I'm processing the information and I'm taking notes on the information. Let's say listening to podcasts. I would listen to podcasts in the car, right? Sometimes you can't really take notes while in the car. Crazy, right? Can't take notes in the car or while you're driving, But you can remember, either pause it, remember it, and write down my notes. I had my daily routine in my notes. I highly recommend my notes app on my phone and leave that open so you remember your routine. And if you scroll down, there's so many just things that I just have on my mind, and I don't have a journal. I don't have anything. So I just go on my phone. It looks like I'm texting someone, but I'm actually writing down things that I learned, things that I think about throughout the day, things I want to journal later. That's important to me. To me, it was very important just to write things down in my notes. I highly suggest that you do that and consider doing it. Alright, so I feel like I pretty much covered just about everything, and I just wanted a quick rundown on how you are going to change your life in a month, 30 days. Just a quick little rundown on everything you're going to do, including habits, discipline, motivation, whatever. I just wrote down really quickly on this notebook just everything that you are going to need to change your life in 30 days. Ready? Delete social media. No porn. No junk food. 5 a.m. wake up. Cold shower. Take walks in the sun. Journal, train daily, read a lot, deep work, deep work for hours a day. Plan tomorrow today, like follow a routine. Build that military schedule. Be playful. Meditate daily. Cut out shitty friends. Now, those are the steps that I took to change my life in 30 days. Everyone's going to be a bit different, but you need to take action. Doesn't have to be my exact schedule. There's so much information online, so much tailored to you, and think for yourself, sit down for hours a day thinking, what does my perfect day look like? What can I cut out? Everything. I believe in you. If you have any questions, happy to answer them. I believe in you. And finally, if you made it this far, so that I know you made it this far, I'm doing this all for free, just for you. I don't sell anything. I don't make money out of this. I'm not, a famous YouTuber. So follow me, drop a like, comment, interact with this video so that I grow, to help me out, to help me achieve my goals. And lastly, I believe in you. You could do it. Change your life in 30 days.